So I was like, I definitely want a print shop that's local. So I just kind of cast a wide net for every print shop that I could find in the Philly area and surrounding. But everybody was nice. And then I get one email from this guy named Stuart.
Hello?
Hello, is this Stuart?
Yes, it is.
And now presenting Interview Tango.
And Stuart said, hey, could you send us your designs? We're really selective about the clothing brands that we work with.
So we get a lot of inquiries from people that want to start a clothing line.
And below the email, like, could we see your designs? He was like, oh, also, have you read my article on why starting a clothing brand is a bad idea and why you shouldn't do it?
So I wrote this initial article, put it up on my blog on the Bacoor.com. And when we have people email in and say, I want a quote, I'm starting a clothing line, I almost always say, you need to read this article.
And it's this, like, super long-winded, just, like, terribly written article about how you're an idiot for starting a clothing brand just because of the bad experiences that he's had with other companies. Like,
there's one guy I worked with wanted to start a clothing line to help koala bears, and he wanted to raise funds for koalas. And I remember him being so passionate about it and then just wasting his money. He made the mistake of chasing a trademark for his design when he was first starting out, and he spent all his money on that trademark, and that effectively killed his business because he didn't have any money left to actually invest in shirts.
Off the top of my head, one guy had spent like $4,000 on shirts, and they asked him, like, how are you going to spend it? Or how are you going to sell them? And he was like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. And then I think one company had, like, just gave up and, like, didn't even pick up a big crate of shirts or something like that. But just the tone of it was all so, like, I'm better than you, like, you're so dumb for starting this. It was like...
As an entrepreneur, I hate to see others pursue a misguided business model when I have the knowledge to say, you shouldn't do this.
Obviously, clothing brand, it's a business. Starting a business is always a scary idea, and I think that everything that he said, had it been phrased just different, would have been totally fine. I would have been like, all right, you're kind of jumping out of the gate hot, but it could have been written in a way to where I wasn't like, all right, fuck you, dude.
And, I feel kind of harsh, but like, we don't have any long-term clothing line customers because they don't last long. Even the ones that have funding don't last. Even the ones that, we have one client that seems successful, and he opened up to me the other day and said he's barely making any money with it.
But yeah, so I blasted that dude out on my own podcast, and I'm going to continuously use hashtag fuck Stewart sporadically. So help me get this clothing brand off the ground so I can shut this dude down.
I mean, if somebody can figure it out, and they want to write some response article about why I'm completely wrong, I would love that. If somebody can figure out the code to making a working clothing line and then tell everybody else how to make working clothing lines, that'd be incredible.